The sea smells wrong. It should smell clean, sharp, alive. Instead, it carries iron, smoke, burned fuel, blood. Omaha Beach, dawn June 6, 1944. The tide creeps forward, slow and indifferent, sliding around bodies that no longer move. Helmets bob in the surf like forgotten bowls. Rifles lie half buried, their wooden stocks darkened by salt water and gore. Machine guns chatter from the bluffs above, steady, mechanical, merciless. Not bursts, not panic, just work. An American infantryman lies pressed into the wet sand. His cheek burns where it touches the beach. His mouth tastes like copper. Somewhere nearby, a man screams for a medic. The scream cuts off suddenly. He does not lift his head. He has already learned what happens when you do. Behind him, the water rises. In front of him, the cliffs spit fire. There is nowhere left to go. Then, through smoke and salt and chaos, something moves offshore. Something large. Something impossible. Miles out, riding the chop, USS Frankfurt surges forward. Her steel skin is thin, too thin for what lies ahead. Salt spray coats her deck. The ship vibrates with restrained violence. Engines pushing harder than they were ever meant to. Men grip railings. Some pray. Some don't bother anymore. On the bridge stands Lieutenant Commander James Sims. His eyes never leave the beach. Through naked vision, no binoculars, he sees flashes on the bluffs. He sees men pinned flat. He sees landing craft burning. He sees the plan collapsing in real time. Training whispers in his head like a ghost. Destroyers fight from distance. Speed is armor. Distance is life, but distance is killing them. A radio message crackles in from higher command, strained, urgent. Get on them, men. Get on them. Most ships edge closer, carefully, cautiously. Sims doesn't edge. He exhales once. Helm, he says quietly. Bring us straight in. No one asks him to repeat it. The bow turns. The shoreline grows larger. The water shallows beneath the keel. Depth readings begin to fall. 20 feet. 15. 12. The sound of shells ripping overhead is no longer distant. It is personal. Close enough to feel the air tear. Frankfurt charges forward. Men feel the hull scrape sand. Grinding, vibrating, screaming through steel. One more mistake and the ship will beach herself. Helpless, a perfect target. Then Sims gives the order. Hard rudder. Bring her broadside. The destroyer swings sideways, guns facing the cliffs. She stops, barely 400 yards from shore. So close that soldiers on the sand can see sailors running on deck. So close a thrown rock could strike her hull. On the beach, a lone Sherman tank sits dead in the surf. Its engine is silent. Water laps against its armor. A German anti-tank gun waits patiently above. Inside the tank, the commander wipes sweat from his eyes with shaking fingers. His radio is dead. His crew is trapped. He knows the math. Seconds. Then he sees the ship. Gray. Massive. Unbelievably close. Smoke blinds the destroyer's rangefinders. The gunnery officer, Lieutenant Owen Keeler, curses under his breath. Targets obscured, he reports. Then movement. The tank commander pops his hatch. Bullets snap past his head as he raises his .30 caliber. Machine gun and fires, not at men, but at stone. Tracers streak toward a hidden bunker. Keeler shouts, "Follow his tracers!" The forward gun fires. The shell hits. The bunker disappears in a roar of shattered concrete and dust. The tank commander waves once, fast, grateful, then turns his turret again. And the duet begins. For nearly an hour, Frankfurt does not retreat. The tank points. The ship fires. The cliffs erupt. Machine gun nests collapse. Mortar pits vanish. Anti-tank guns are erased before they can fire again. The deck becomes a furnace. Spent shell casings pile ankle deep, then knee deep. Sailors shovel hot brass aside with gloved hands. Sweat pouring down their backs, ears ringing, mouths dry. At one point, Keeler realizes the truth. They are almost out of ammunition. They back away, only briefly to resupply from another ship. Then Sims turns them back in. Again and again. No orders demand this. He does it because no one else will. On the beach, something changes. Men lift their heads, then their bodies. A crawl becomes a dash becomes a sprint. The tide is no longer winning. Frankfurt takes hits, near misses, shrapnel scars. One shell punches through a funnel but doesn't detonate. Men stare at the hole afterward, silent, knowing how close they came to vanishing. Fear doesn't leave them. It sharpens them. Later, sailors will write home, "I have never been so afraid and I have never been so sure." When the beach finally breaks open, when the bluffs fall quiet, Frankfurt pulls back, scarred, smoking, alive. But the war does not let go. 2 months later, off southern France, she fights again, this time in darkness. Radar screens glow green. Enemy ships emerge like ghosts. Guns flash at point-blank range. Steel screams. Water explodes. Night becomes chaos. She survives. Again, USS Frankfurt does not die in battle. She survives the war, only to be sunk years later as a target ship. No crowd, no band, no speeches, just one last mission. But her legacy is not steel. It is breath. It is the men who walked off Omaha Beach because a destroyer ignored the rules. To the Navy, she was hull number 497. To the soldiers on that sand, she was the miracle at the water's edge. And sometimes, that is enough.